Okay, to do your cardboard relief, you're going to need the 11 by 14 piece of poster board that was in your bag. You're also going to need the cereal boxes that you found inside your bag. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, a pencil, a bottle of glue, and at the end, once you're done constructing this, you will be adding paint, but very minimally. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to come up with a sketch or a plan for where you're going to take this project. So I'm just going to do a simple landscape. I'm going to do mine in a little bit of a more simple form just for this demonstration purposes so that I'm not spending too much time going over this. But basically, I've just kind of laid out that this is going to be a layer, that's a new layer, then new layer, new layer, new layer. These are all layered on top of each other. And I'm going to use a combination of poster board, cereal boxes, and then regular cardboard. If you want to use regular cardboard, just find some in your house, but it is not required that you have regular cardboard for this project. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out my backing board, which is going to be your poster board piece. I'm going to then take pieces of regular cardboard and I'm going to start placing pieces where I'd like them to go. And so if this is my original, if this is my original and this is where I'm headed with it, I'm going to take this piece that I've already pre-cut for us and I'm going to use that as my back piece here. And I'm going to lay that in where I want that to go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting these other layers and I'm going to use the cereal box pieces. So I'm just going to kind of guesstimate where I want them to go. You can draw them out if you'd like to, but I think for this particular assignment, I'd be better off when I'm demonstrating to demonstrate this in a freeform cut. Okay, so I have a chunk of cardboard here. I'm going to cut my first piece. And I'm going to fit that right here at the bottom. I know you guys can't see that. But then my next piece can be a layered piece. Actually, I put that the wrong direction. And it can fit right underneath my first piece. Okay, so from here, I need my next layer. And notice I am using the brown cardboard side of this. I'm not using the white cardboard side. The reason I'm using the brown cardboard side is because I'm trying to make this a, I'm trying to use all the same color side so that if I decide when I'm all done that I would like to paint some of this, I'm not only tied into just painting the white sections. Okay, so let's see, my next piece, I might lay, oops, I'm getting a little crazy here. I might lay that one at the bottom actually. And then I might lay this one on top of that. I think I like that arrangement a little better. Then I have my first piece that I created. And that kind of lays in right there at the bottom. This next piece can go right there. So you can kind of see I've got layer, 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 layer. It's really difficult to see it, which is why we're going to add paint. That was kind of the whole reason I decided that this was going to be a partially painted project. The next thing I want to add is I'm going to work on the sun piece here. So don't mind my poorly cut circle that I'm about to create here. Because again, I'm not drawing it, I'm free cutting. Good enough. There is my sun or moon, whatever you want to call it. And then I've pre-cut some cardboard chunks to do these clouds that kind of come in and over. So I've got, I think I want my sun to be a little bit bigger. I've got that one pre-cut already. I do think I want my sun to be bigger than that, so I'm going to cut a new one. Yeah, that's better, because I want it to peek out from underneath. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is cut some of these freeform clouds that I've got, kind of peeking in. And place those where I'd like those to be. Now you can see how this is just building as I go. You can get a whole lot more complicated with this than I am. Okay. And I think I just have one more that I need to place. And that is right up at the top. At this point, all I have done is laid it down where I would like it to go. I haven't really made full decisions yet as to which one is going exactly where, but it's like a rough estimate. What I will do at this point is I'm going to decide which one of these areas I'm going to release texture. And you can only really release texture if you're using corrugated cardboard like these 3 pieces I have here. So it's going to be really important for you to make those decisions before you begin so that you can go back and go, oh yeah, it was the corrugated cardboard pieces that I cut out were the pieces that I'm going to expose texture. So exposing texture is just simple as taking that cardboard piece, finding the corrugation sheet. You've got, in a corrugated piece of cardboard, you have the top layer of paper, the bottom layer of paper, and then the zigzag layer in the center. You want to take off the top sheet. And then you want to make sure that you are exposing the corrugation within that cardboard. So if you look, I'm kind of picking out and exposing that corrugation. Now, another way you can do this is you can stick your pencil underneath and just kind of rough that up to get those pieces out of there. And you can either leave it like this, leave it kind of rough if you want, depending on what look you're going for, or you can pick it clean. I like to pick it clean, just because I want a consistent look. Okay, so at this point, I've picked it clean. I'm going to place it back in where I'd like it to go. I'm going to do that with this piece. I'm going to do that with this piece. It takes me a little while, so I'm not going to waste too much of your time with this. But for the purpose of this demonstration, I'd like to get at least 2 of them done. Oh, that one was way faster. I used the pencil on that one to start with, and it worked way better. Okay, here's my next piece. Lay that in. Okay, from here, then I'm going to start gluing things down. And you want to start with the things furthest back and work your way forward, kind of like a pyramid. Again, this last piece here at the bottom, I'm going to actually pick these up exactly the way they appear so I don't lose track of what the heck I was doing. This last piece here was supposed to be also a texture release, so I'm going to quickly do that. And all I'm doing is sticking my pencil into the corrugation to get a nice big flap out of it, and then peel back. Ooh, that one went really well. All right, so for gluing, I'm going to just slide this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to take some regular Elmer's glue, and I am just going to flip over my chunk, and I am going to put minimal amounts of glue on the back. You don't need a lot. This sculpture is a relief sculpture. It does not need to withstand the apocalypse, so it really doesn't matter if you've used a ton of glue, but a light application of glue is plenty. So I'm going to now glue that into place. I'm going to lay that where I want it to go. I'm going to pat it down. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little chunk, I'm going to glue this down because this one's an easy one. There's nothing overlapping it or going under it. So I can very quickly get that one in place too. Okay. So at this point, then what I can start doing is I can start building the rest. And so I think I had this one kind of placed at the halfway point. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw a little glue on the back of that, as you can see, and I'll make sure you get the end of it. And I'm going to lay that in where that belongs. Okay. Next piece is this next chunk here, and that one lays actually on top of it. And we're going to cover this part up, so I didn't plan for that in this video, but I have something that's covering it, so it's not a big deal. But you want to make sure that this is a seamless design. So that one lays here at the bottom. Okay, and then I have this piece on top. This is my third piece, and then that's my fourth piece. Okay, so third piece lays down. Just get that in place. Oops, spilled a little glue. That's okay, just rub it in a little way. And the last one right here. Okay. I will be placing something in this area to cover that chunk up as well. Now the next piece is going to be the sun or the moon or whatever you want to call this. I think I want to go in the like sunset-y direction with this, so I'll probably use some oranges and things to kind of play up on that and use some color. But basically I'm just gluing it all down. Now, once you've got all the basics in, then you can go back and you can add your details. So like I'm going to put, as you can see in my picture, I'm going to have these grasses. So I'm going to have like this massive grass coming up here and maybe some taller grass coming up in this direction. So I've got it all figured out as to how I want this to go down. And you just place. What my suggestion is, when you get to the point where you've gotten all of this part done, everything that's your main picture is glued down where you want it to go. And what you're going to do is you're going to take like a heavy book or something, you know, that's got a little weight to it. Maybe it's two 12 packs of soda. Maybe it's a pile of books. Maybe it's, you know, like a box of something that you have in your house or in your closet, something heavy. You just want to lay it down on top of this until that glue has dried. Make sure that it's getting everything. So right now this notebook is not hitting all the stuff. So then I might pull out something like my hole puncher and lay that on top. And so I'm going to press that down to make sure that that's good and secure. And then I would go back and I would build some of this detail and stuff that you see on top.